Yes, 5,320. Okay. The amazing thing is gold is less than 5% short of what it hit January 30th. Now, silver, granted, is a little bit lower than that. Silver's had a nice move, but silver's only, uh, call it $90 an ounce. In this case, and while the government would like to talk about going to central bank digital currencies, that too is a fiat currency system, and frankly, it's not going to work. And should they try it, okay, there will be a revolution even faster. What I'm trying to say, and I'm very confident in saying this, all of this stuff is predicted. It was predicted by Ray Dalio. It was predicted by Jeffrey Sachs. It was predicted by Mearsheimer. It was predicted by me. We are in a transition period that is going to shock people with how fast and furious the changes come. Now, strange enough, if you want to fix a broken monetary system, the answer is simple. You just go to a gold and silver based system. You cannot have an honest economy without having honest money. And we've had fake money for since 1913. And we're at the end of empire. The empire is collapsing. Were you aware that there were three empires that collapsed as a result of World War I? You had the Ottoman Empire, you had the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, and you had the Russian Empire. Donald Trump has talked about regime change. Israel has talked about regime change. They were talking about Iran. But in fact, there will be two regime changes that will occur because of this war. And the Israeli Zionist empire is going to collapse, and the U.S. empire is going to collapse. There will be more change in the next 6 months than there has been in the last 50 years.
Several prominent thinkers have warned that the international economic order could face dramatic change. Figures such as Ray Dalio and Jeffrey Sachs have discussed the possibility of a major transition in global financial leadership and economic power. Historically, economic dominance shifts gradually, but eventually reshapes global institutions. Periods of large debt accumulation, geopolitical competition, and technological change often signal the start of these transitions. Analysts increasingly describe today's environment as a turning point, similar to past historical shifts where established systems evolve or give way to new structures. The speed of change, however, may surprise many observers as global markets adapt to new realities.
When you are the weaker opponent in any kind of a conflict, you want to use asymmetric warfare. There's no question whatsoever the United States has the most powerful military in the world for a week. Once that week is over, you're in trouble. You are flying a paper tiger. And that's where we are right now. And the really strange thing is you could see that Donald Trump actually understands it because he's talking about giving Iran an off-ramp now. Well, Iran doesn't need an off-ramp. They prepared for a 6-month war. So what's happening, and from a military point of view, and I happen to be very good at this, I'm going to tell you, the military performance of the Iranian missile forces is absolutely incredible, and it's efficient. And there are tons of missiles hitting Israel right now, and tons of missiles hitting American bases all over the Middle East. It's a target-rich environment. And the United States doesn't have the anti-aircraft weapons, and Israel does not have the anti-aircraft weapons to stop these missiles from doing tremendous damage. At the end of the war, we're going to realize the damage to the United States, to Bahrain, to Qatar, to Saudi Arabia, to Jordan. It's absolutely staggering. And none of these guys had planned on it because, oh, well, we've got the United States. They're going to fight our war for us. Well, you got 500 or 600 airplanes over there, and none of those 500 or 600 airplanes has a backup supply of missiles, and the Iranians have tens of thousands. And bear in mind, this goes back to what I said earlier. Israel always lies, and Iran always tells the truth. And the Iranian foreign minister and the Iranian military said, we got lots of missiles. We're going to use up all the 10 or 15-year-old trash first. And once we've totally depleted your anti-aircraft missiles, then we use our really tough stuff. I don't know if you've seen it, but I will tell you this is a game changer. I have seen pictures of missiles hitting Tel Aviv with cluster bombs. That's a really big deal. I have never seen or heard of that before. And what that means is that when that missile hits, they're spreading destruction over hundreds or perhaps thousands of meters. Anyone who's in Israel right now who isn't terrified is not paying attention.
History offers powerful examples of how geopolitical upheaval can reshape entire economic systems. After the World War I, several long-standing empires, including the Ottoman, Russian, and Austro-Hungarian empires, collapsed within a short period. These dramatic shifts remind us that political power and financial stability are closely linked. When major geopolitical conflicts erupt, they often trigger broader changes in alliances, economic structures, and global trade patterns. Today's international tensions are prompting analysts to revisit these historical lessons. While modern economies are more interconnected than ever before, the possibility of structural change remains a central theme in discussions about the future of global leadership.
I wrote a financial book, and one of the things I said in the financial book, and it's available on Amazon, obviously I'm going to have to change the book, and I said, if anyone ever tells you it's different this time, run for the exits. Do not walk to the exit, run to the exit. Well, I got some really bad news. I messed up. Okay, because this time is different. Now let's follow this into January 30th. We had a run up in gold, and I think it went to 5620 or something like that. Okay, don't hold me to the exact dollar amount. It went above 5600, and silver went to $121 an ounce. Now, those were both parabolic moves. On April 25th of 2011, when silver almost touched $50, I wrote a piece, and it's still on the website, called Facts on Silver. And I said, a parabolic move marks the end of an advance. So we had a parabolic move in gold, we had a parabolic move in silver, and a crash was very predictable. Silver went down, I think, 34% in one day. Gold went down like $500 or $600 in a couple of days. That was the correction. And the amazing thing is, now, do you know what gold is right now?
Contemporary conflicts increasingly rely on asymmetric strategies rather than traditional battlefield dominance. Instead of relying solely on large armies, nations may use advanced missile technology, cyber capabilities, and economic pressure to influence outcomes. In regions such as the Middle East, strategic rivalries continue to shape global security concerns. Countries like Iran and Israel play significant roles in these dynamics, while the United States maintains a strong military presence across the region. Modern conflicts demonstrate how technological advances from missile systems to defense networks can dramatically alter the balance of power, making regional confrontations a matter of global economic interest.
Yeah, it's 5,320. Okay, the amazing thing is gold is less than 5% short of what it hit January 30th. Now, silver, granted, is a little bit lower than that. Silver's had a nice move, but silver's only call it $90 an ounce. In this case, the correction was very short term. The solution to an immoral, illegal, foolish financial system is to go back to gold and silver. And gold and silver are predicting a collapse in the yen carry trade, a collapse in the U.S. bond market, a collapse in the dollar, and frankly, a collapse in the financial system of Europe in general because of the Ukrainian war. We're going to go back to gold, and we're going to go back to gold for only one reason, that is, it works.
In times of geopolitical and financial uncertainty, investors frequently turn to traditional stores of value. Two of the most prominent are gold and silver, both of which have served as monetary anchors for thousands of years. When fiat currencies weaken or inflation rises, these metals often gain attention as potential hedges. Price surges in precious metals sometimes occur rapidly, particularly during periods of market stress or currency instability. While markets can experience sharp corrections after rapid rallies, long-term demand for tangible assets tends to reflect broader concerns about the durability of global monetary systems and the stability of financial institutions.
Donald Trump never understood, because the only uniform that he ever wore for the United States was in ROTC in high school. He was a draft dodger in Vietnam. He has shin splints. Daddy bought him a doctor. So he has no military experience whatsoever, but he still considers himself a genius in every way. Iran has always had the ability to close the Strait of Hormuz. And should they close the Strait of Hormuz, and they have certainly already attacked 2 or 3 oil tankers, they have said the only oil tankers that are going to be allowed passage are Russian and Chinese. So if they shut the Strait of Hormuz, you're going to see $300 or $400 a barrel of oil. Oil was up 9% earlier. I can't see what it is right now, okay? But oil prices are absolutely going to go up as long as the war continues, and they could go up catastrophically. Iran has the ability to destroy the financial system of the world, and they would do it rather than be turned into a lapdog for Israel.
The intersection of geopolitics, energy markets, and monetary policy could shape the next chapter of global finance. Strategic locations such as the Strait of Hormuz play a critical role in global energy supply, meaning disruptions there can influence oil prices worldwide. Meanwhile, rising government debt, shifting alliances, and evolving financial technologies are pushing policymakers to reconsider the foundations of the monetary system. Some analysts believe the world may gradually move toward a hybrid model that blends digital currencies with traditional assets. Whatever the outcome, the coming years may represent one of the most significant transitions in the global financial order in modern history.